What's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at Dallas Network. Now, I know I have not released any videos. I haven't made any updated videos over the weekend. We was basically getting flooded out here in Ohio. We got the remnants of Gordon. Gordon hung out for 2 days straight. Literally, it rained for 2 days. It did not stop. I had to go out back to my swimming pool. The amount of rain, even if I put the cover over it, it would have just collapsed inwards. So what I had to do is I had to take my filter hose off, let the pool drain deep enough past my filter, and then just leave the drain hose into my sewage drain, in hopes that that would actually stop it from, going overboard. And then also at the same time, I was freshening up on my carpenter skills. You never know. I was thinking I might have to build an ark. There ain't no joke about that. But anyways, let's go ahead and I want to update you guys on a few things that happened over the weekend that's gearing up to what to pay attention to this week. We have a lot of possibilities. A lot of possibilities. Alright, so anyways, we're going to go ahead again. We're going to talk about the storm. You guys got Hurricane Florence sitting out there in the middle of the ocean. They're predicting that it's going to make landfall, I want to say Wednesday or Thursday. And as of right now, they're predicting it to be a very, very strong Category 4 hurricane by the time it hits the Carolinas and Virginia. Carolinas and Virginia both, all three states have declared a state of emergency. I don't know if Georgia, I don't think Georgia's in the direct path of it. I think they're going to get the outside of it. But anyways, they're saying that this could very well be one of the strong, if not the strongest hurricane to ever hit the Carolina coast in recorded history. That is major. I mean, that's a big, big, big storm. Now it's not the storm like we seen last year that came up through, the Caribbeans into Florida. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but you guys remember we covered it here on the Ellis Network. It was a very, very big hurricane. And then also at the same time, you got to think about the other two storm systems that's developing behind Florence. There's one that's already a tropical depression, and then there was one that's a tropical storm that's coming right off the coast of Africa, and it's bringing a lot of that dust. Africa just had a sandstorm, and this front that's moving off the coast is actually carrying a lot of that dust, so it's moving very slow. But once all that dust starts to disintegrate and, settle down, it's going to pick up speed, it's going to pick up strength, and they really believe that these next two storm cells, the one after Florence and the one after that, will very well get into a hurricane category. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about with Florence, I want to give you guys an update. If you guys looked at all the radars, looked at the models, looked at the spaghetti models, the noodles that show you the direct path. I think France has one, Canada has one, USA has one. There's multiple different colored spaghetti lines. And most of them now is predicting a head-on collision with Carolinas. One thing I want to talk to you guys about, if you guys paid attention to the way Florence is moving, if you guys look at where the Bermuda Triangle is, there's a storm system up at the triangle, and it's been stalled. It's just been sitting there building up. And the way the currents are moving, the way the wind is moving out that way, it could very well be possible by the time Florence gets to the Bermuda Triangle. If not, I believe it's already there. If not, it'll be there later tonight or throughout the day. But the way the wind is moving and the way Florence is cycloning, I really believe that we could see that storm cell, which is up in the Bermuda, get dragged into Florence. And when that happens, it's just going to grow and it's going to get even stronger. Right now, they're giving you guys the prediction of what Florence is going to be like, just Florence. Alright, so when you guys are thinking about the hurricane that's coming, think about the possibility of that other storm getting sucked into it and just making Florence just that much bigger. We've seen this happen in the past with the hurricane from last year. And forgive me, guys, I can't remember the name. I mean, we covered it. We showed a lot of live feeds. It was a tremendous storm. It hit Florida. Florida dealt great with it, by the way. So anyways, let's go ahead and hop into another thing. Now there's Florence. Alright, we also know here on the Ellis Network, we talked about Syria. If you guys go back within the last week, maybe 2 weeks in my videos, we talked a lot about Syria, about what was going on with the Syrian army, with Russia bringing in all the troops and everything, and the possibility of a chemical false flag attack. And one of my videos, I believe it was last week, remember I brought out to you guys that Stephen Bannoun brought out the possibility of Turkey getting involved. Well, over the weekend, guys, sure enough, Turkey is known to have brought heavy equipment across its border into the Syrian province of Idlib. Now, that's, some of you guys might not think too much about it. Maybe they're over there humanitarian crises, and that very well may be. I mean, we know it's a mess over there. But it's raising a lot of flags as well, because we know of everything that's been going on with Turkey, you know, against the Kurdish people, and we know the Kurdish people's, you know, allies to the American troops. You know, so again, the Middle East is just getting messy. Now there's a word coming out that within the next couple days, I mean, it could be later today, that there will be another chemical attack. Russia is putting out to its mainstream media very, very heavy that they know of the upcoming chemical attack. President Trump's been very vocal, saying it'll be a grave mistake if Syria does use the chemical attack. Russia telling its people in its mainstream media that it's in fact the White Helmets, the peacekeepers, had a secret meeting Friday with the terrorist organizations, Al-Nusra and others, in such fashion that they are in fact getting ready to stage a chemical attack, which would bring the United States into the involvement. Because, like I said, President Trump, everything he said he was going to do, he's done when it comes to that. You know, with every chemical attack, guess what? We struck Syria as a show of resistance against it. And the last two times Russia's let it happen, over the last one where we gained, you know, our 3 allies, you know, us and 2 other allies, and we went in there and bombed the shit out of them that night. Russia said that they're not going to allow that to happen again. And then you see all the troop movement moving around, not just in the Mediterranean, but you also see it over there in Russia, going towards Ukraine. There's a lot of stuff going on in Ukraine. I know I haven't gotten much deep into giving the backdrop story of Ukraine, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a whole lot about it. There's a lot more people out there that's really followed the Ukraine crisis that can probably explain it a whole lot better than me. I'll probably end up confusing myself talking about it. So I'd rather just give you guys updates about the possibility, but I'm not going to go into details because, again, like I said, I don't really know the details. I don't know what's, you know, I'm just piggybacking information that's given to me. And then another thing I want to talk to you guys about is something that's going on here on the home front. We know midterm elections is coming up in November. By the way, tomorrow's 17 years after 9/11. So it's a humble day for Americans. It really is. But let's go ahead and get back into it. You know, we know the midterm elections is coming. Now we know President Trump's been out on the campaign trail, and Obama trying to take blame, or try to take credit, I shall say, for the economy, and not Trump. So, anyways, you know, you got that whole diabolical bullshit going on. But at the same time, you have the threat of impeachment. Now, when I say that, we know that Democrats have pushed impeachment in Congress, you know, 2 times already. They voted on it twice. So, you know, if Democrats get Congress this year, you know very damn well that's what they're going to push. They're going to shut down everything that President Trump has ever worked hard on. All the jobs that came back, they'll be gone. You know, minimum wage, it'll go down. You know, everything that that we gained as Americans, and it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Chinese. If you're an American, you're an American, and we gained a lot during President Trump's administration. You can't deny that. I mean, you can, but you're blinded. You know, if Democrats get into the office, you can guarantee you they're really gonna push the Trump administration to be booted out. All right, so New York Times has posted an article, I want to say within a week ago. We talked about this on my last video, as a matter of fact. I gave you guys the idea of it could be a possible mutiny in the White House. And that's a scary situation. And everyone's trying to figure out who it is. Who it is. Who it is. I watched a video last night from a person that's a Glock fanboy. He said that he was in a chat the night before, and they were discussing that. And they were in one of the live feed chats from YouTube. And there was a lot of people that was confirming this name. A low intern, a female by the name of Peggy Fowler. She tends to lean left. She has a lot of left tendencies. And she has been known to give resistance to Trump's administration on a lot of things. So I'm not saying that's 100% factual. As of right now, that's a name that they're putting out there. Instead of someone just being a ghost, there's a possibility of this anon for New York Times being named Lisa Fowler. So that's going to be very interesting to pay attention to as well. So anyways, guys, that's just an update for what I found out over the week. And there's plenty more that has happened that ties into everything that we just discussed. Oh yeah, possible government shutdown after the elections. I've paid a lot of attention to that. President Trump, when he was in, I think it was Minnesota, he did that rally. And before he went on, he said that, he will shut the government down if he does not get his wall this time. He has given Democrats enough time. He's put his wall on the back burner and let them have their thing. But now it's time for them to show good faith. Now, with that being said, guys, you guys got to understand the wall's already being built. It's already being done. In Southern California, I think that they said that there's like 80 miles of wall already built. And another reason why midterm elections is so crucial, because if we can get more Republicans, that back President Trump in office, we can get that wall built a lot quicker. The only reason why it's taken as long as it has is because of the resistance from the Democrats in the Congress. So, again, there's a lot of things to consider, guys. You want the wall built, vote Republican. If you guys don't want President Trump impeached and don't want to lose everything that we have gained within the last 2.5 years, but we've lost everything within the last 30 years, vote Republican. Do not let these Democrats get in the House. Later.